Alright, Shalom, Todos and Siakim. Yes, back at you with another lesson. Giving our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakah, Kwadash. Double honors to all the elders and the apostles of God, Millstone. And the house of David is rising. Kwam Yashala. Yeah, man. Hastening the day, continuing to hasten the day of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Now we're in December. Feeling a little bite now, a little bit of bite coming in, winter bite. So yeah, man, but we're going to continue to push, man. You know, I could have done it in my yard and in nice and warm, but the Spirit told me to be out here regardless. You know what I mean? It's all about the training. It's all about, I'm getting used to it anyway. From the time you're out there every Saturday in all seasons, the body becomes immune to certain things. That's why we appreciate the training, man. Yahweh Shai is the best trainer, the best supervisor, the best governor, the best personal trainer, the best teacher, the best advisor. So we give our praises, man. Yes, Kwam Yashala to the house of David. And I would say this is the time now where, as we just had the Hanukkah over the weekend, and that was nice because that felt like the house of David coming back, man. You know, the Hanukkah is a time of, although it's a solemn assembly, you know, it's a celebration, feast of the lights, and the reunion of the elect, man. You know, the elect and the victory over our forefathers' victory over the Maccabees, the Syrian army. The Maccabees' victory, which is our forefathers, over the Syrian army, the Greco-Syrian army, if I'm pronouncing that right. So that felt like it was just that, a victory, and we were celebrating the victory, which now we're having the beginning now of the house of David returning, the elect, and we do believe we're in that number. You know, we say for humble and humility's sake, we say hopeful elect. But when you really reflect and think about it, and compare, and really reflect on your individual life, your travels, your fights, your battles that you had to go through, even just to get into the truth, you give glory to the Most High, man. You know, so we say hopeful elect for humility's sake. So yeah, man, that was a time that it definitely felt like a reunion, you know, because we were once together in the past. We were once together in the past as men of the Lord, and the house of David is being re-established, and we're going to hit some precepts about the house of David. The house of David is back here now, and it's being re-established. So this is what it is, man. The elect is the New Jerusalem today, and we got the sense of that. The temple is the New Jerusalem being rebuilt back now, which is the house of David, which is the men of the Lord. The temple, New Jerusalem, and we are the temple. You know, so yes, the house of David is back. Let's hit some precepts, man. Because even though it's cold, man, we might get up and do a little walking around to warm up the body a little bit. So yes, let's hit some precepts on this subject. It's been on my mind because the solemn assembly, which was a celebration of the temple being re-established. We are the temple, going back to the house of David, being reunited. Let's bring it out. Amos 9:11 says, "In that day will I rise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will rise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old." So yes, this is what it is now. The house of David being re-established once again. New Jerusalem. And we get that sense, man. Every day we get up, we get that sense that we're just on the fringes and something is happening. there's something happening, you know, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically. Something is taking place, man. The visions that I've been having recently, yeah, if the spirit's of me, I might bring it out about now stand still. I remember saying in this dream, was it last night or the night before? Stand still and see the salvation of Yahweh, thy power. Stand still, just like in the movie The 10 Commandments with that guy Charlton Heston, when he said, when they was all doubting and wondering if they was going to be able to defeat the Egyptian army, and he had to reassure them, and he said to them, this is in Exodus 14 and 13, when he said to him, stand still, now you shall see the salvation of Yahweh thy power. Now you shall see the salvation of the Lord. Charlton Heston in the 10 Commandments movie. So I was on a roof. I might as well say what I can remember in this dream. I was on some roof and there was people fretting down below. I was on a house rooftop and people were fretting, oh, we might have to get the fee, worrying about if they're going to get juke. And I went up on the roof and I was standing on the roof, and the clouds, there was no clouds, it was empty, it was a sky, starry night, you could see blue sky, or blue, dark blue, starry night, looking up and saying, now you shall see the salvation of the Lord, man. Because people were saying, boy, they told me that I should get the jab, but many people was talking about, what should I do, should I get the V? I don't want to go to hospital. And people talking about, oh, I got pregnancy, and what should I do? Should I get the V? Worrying about, you know, because now they're saying in certain places, if you even if you're pregnant and you haven't had the V, to get into the hospital, you got to take the V, man. So there's a lot of people shook, and this was going on in my dream. And I remember saying that Charlton Heston saying, man, now you shall see the salvation of the Lord. Now the time when you need to see it, the Most High is going to bring it. Just be patient and hold on and wait. That's what I was saying in the vision. So we know something is on the breach of happening very soon. And yeah, like I was saying, that felt like at the Hanukkah, that celebration we had, the reuniting of the temple, the house of David, which we are that temple, that felt like an initiation ceremony. So we're gonna hit some precepts. Like I say, we know something is happening. Zechariah 12 and 8 says, in that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. Yeah, we know that day. We're in that time now, man. You know, Most High is bringing back the house of David. David reestablishing. It's kind of getting cold. I'm going to get up and take a little walk around to warm up. Reestablishing his house, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. Right, you get the sense of that, right? Spiritual power. The Most High is going to make even the feeble among us be as an angel, as an angel of the Lord. Even the feeble, the most feeble, shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. Mighty men. So let's want to get up and walk about, just to warm up the body. So warm up, take a little walk. Your ratters are, I don't know how long the video is going to be, but I'm going to move around a bit. I'm in that frame of mind where I feel like doing a walk and talk. And you know, once I make up my mind to do something, I get down to business. I do it. Let's walk around. Fix up the camera. It's gonna be a walk and talk. It's not warm. I wouldn't say it's that cold, but it's kind of, you know, it's getting colder. It's getting there. Let me do up my jacket, man. Giving all praises to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Call out Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. So now it's mandatory. They made it mandatory now. You got to wear your mask. Me, I just when I'm out and about, I just do this. You know, fed up of wearing the damn mask, man. I just put my scarf over my man. If anybody say anything to me, I just rise it up and just keep it moving. You know, politely, respectfully. You know, because we're learning, man. Like I say, we the house of David is being re-established. And if you just come in the truth, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, be happy. It's alright. It's alright to be born again. It's a good thing. You're born again. All the things that you used to do, you've unlearned them. Things me used to do, me no more do them no more. You've unlearned, you know. So we as Yoda said to Luke Skywalker in the Star Wars movie, you must unlearn what you have learned. That means, yeah, taking on new things, new projects, you know. And it's always good to feel brand new. Get up in the morning, you feel like a new man. We are being renewed in the spirit. Being renewed in the spirit. The house of David is being gathered up together once again. You know, and that felt like, back to talking about Hanukkah, that felt like, you know, a bonding session with the brothers. Shout out to all the brothers them, the soldiers them, the captains them, the elders them. Shout out to all the brothers, from the great to the small. You know, and there's plenty more time. We're gonna be, like I say, it was a reunion. Some of us probably knew each other back in our lives, back in the reincarnation. We were together, and we're being gathered back again. You know, so we're celebrating that victory we had, our forefathers, which potentially could have been us. Some of us could have been in that Maccabee army. Potentially, you know, apostles, teachers. We've got teachers among us, we've got captains among us, we've got helpers among us, all qualities and abilities among us, soldiers among us, who some of us could have been in the army, or some of us might have had relatives in the Maccabee army, distant relatives or close relatives. But we're all back here, whatever our lot was, we're all back here, doing what we was doing in our previous lives. And we do believe we are men of the Lord. Whether you was a helper, like I say, from the smallest to the greatest, you are a man of the Lord. So we got plenty to do, plenty work to do, plenty things to overcome, plenty things to accomplish, plenty things to look forward to. You know, I know I got an idea who I was. I mean, I wouldn't say who I was, but I know I was some kind of a soldier, I would say. But I don't know. I'll wait and see. We have ideas. We get ideas. We watch the videos from the brothers when they do videos, and we're taking in we're absorbing like a sponge. And we're learning because we're born again, and it's a good thing to be born again. So if I'm born again, I'm 5 years old in the spirit. And that's the Most High being merciful, showing mercy to me, bringing me into this camp, into this truth. And I'm learning about myself, abilities that I didn't think I had. I'm learning to see that I have abilities that, like I say, if you're 5 years old, man, you don't know nothing. If you can remember when you were 5 years old, you don't. What do you know when you're 5 years old? Not much. But you have plenty to know, plenty to learn. And I'm taking a look and I'm observing around me, and I'm seeing people's cast, people's facial expressions don't look too optimistic, man. Don't look too happy. Don't look like they got a future. I saw some woman today. Looked like an Edomite woman. Like she had
she was like sobbing, like she was sad, almost crying. You know, when you look at people, you just glance at people, and then you look at people and you say, boy, yeah, what's she doing, crying? People talking on the phone, crying to their relatives. Who knows what's happening? You know, these people are going through hell. That's the Deuteronomy 7 and 30, or 30 and 7. The curses going upon these, curses that were on us are going upon them. So now you're seeing these people, they're under the curses now. Nigger, now they're the niggers. Now they're the niggers in the street, bugging out on opioids, bugging out on fentanyl, bugging out on methamphetamine, crystal meth. They're the people that are bugging out. Nah, they're the real niggas. We've always known that they were the real niggas. Keep on moving, bitch. Now I talk to you. If I was talking to you, I'd address you. I ain't talking to you. So yeah, man. The reinitiation. The Heineken was the reinitiation. Yeah. Like I say, shout out to all the brothers there. You know? That was a warm reinitiation that we had over the weekend. And it made what came to mind. I'm in my element now. As close to nature as I can be. In my element. So yeah, man. When you think about some of my Marvel comics, like the Avengers, Avengers assemble. You know, some of the catchphrases of the Avengers. Avengers assemble. Or the Fantastic Four. It's clobbering time. It's clobbering time. Yeah, that's when they're gonna get down to business. You know, Avengers assemble. Fantastic Four. It's clobbering time. What's the other one? Power Rangers. It's morphing time. You know, I was into them. You know, all those. These are what you might call superheroes, which Esau's are very much aware of superheroes and what superheroes' abilities, all different abilities, and what they can do when they're united. The Thundercats. Thunder! The Thundercats. Yeah, I was into the Thundercats as well when I was younger. You know, all these catchphrases. Because when they're separate, they got all different abilities. Talking and relating it to the House of David. You know, when they're separate, they all got all different abilities. You know, for example, the Avengers, you got the Strong Man, the Hulk. You got the God of Thunder, Thor, God of Thunder, Iron Man, the gadgets and the brains. Yeah, the Brainiac. Fantastic Four. You got the Brainiac. Captain Fantastic, Mr. Fantastic. He's the one that can stretch. He's the Brainiac. Ben Grimm, he's a strong man, the clobberer. You know, the mighty man, the strong man. You got you know, you think about Batman, he's the brains. Human perfection, the brains. The gadget man. So in all these superhero movies and all these groups of superheroes, even you can even add in the X-Men. There's always different strengths, different abilities. Wolverine, his strength is his claws and the metal, that invincible metal. The invincible metal that can't be destroyed. I can't remember it, but it come to me. And his strength is also regeneration. Strength regeneration. So anytime you get a cut, he regenerates straight away. So yeah, man, the House of David is being reunited, and we're well aware there's always different abilities. And the brother was going down, one of the captains was breaking it down, all the men's different strengths and abilities that we have that make up one body. We've got all different abilities in our camp that make up one body from the top man, from the elders to the soldiers, to the captains, to the soldiers, to the helpers. We all got different abilities, and we all being reunited. The House of David is definitely being reunited now, and this is only the beginning. This is only the beginning of the battle. We haven't started to clobber yet. We're yet to start clobbering, man. Let me bring out a precept. I know I'm ranting, going on a bit, but I got to bring out a precept, man, to back up the point. We're yet to start clobbering. It's yet to be clobbering time yet. This movie hasn't even started yet. The exciting part, hold on a minute. The exciting part haven't even started yet. You know, like I say, I always say the dramatic, this movie is gonna get more and more dramatic. Yeah, I was thinking about the metal that X-Men has. It's adamantium, that invincible metal, adamantium, and also who else has been made of that metal? What's his name again? Black Panther. That's an invincible metal, adamantium. Yeah, so relating it to the House of David, different strengths, different abilities, man. You always have the brawn, the power man, the brawn. You have the brains, the brainiac. You have all different abilities to fly. You got the Flash, he can run fast. All different abilities that come together and make one. And right now, we got in our camp, and I'm sure it's with all the others, you know, around the world, because this is we are the real Avengers, man, being re-established. The House of David is, when you think about the Avengers, that goes back to the scriptures, man. The House of David, and we are the real Avengers, man. Be reunited back together again. Yeah, the former soldiers. Yeah, some of us, like I say, some of us were in the Maccabees armies, or some of our relatives or distant relatives, or even close relatives, or even us. 1 Chronicles 12. Let's hit some precepts, man. Yeah, 1 Chronicles 12 and 21 says, and they helped David against the band of the rovers. Right, should we get the context of this? Yeah, it actually goes into it. And they helped David against the band of the robbers, for they were all mighty men of valor and captains in the host. For at that time, day by day, there came to David to help him, until it was a great host, like the host of God. Right, and it goes in the numbers. And these are the numbers of the bands that were ready, armed to the war, and came to David to Hebron to turn the kingdoms of Saul to him, according to the word of the Lord. Right, and it goes in, this is 1 Chronicles 12, man. It talks about all of the preceding verses, goes into all the different tribes that came to help David, as it says there. And they helped David against the bands of the rovers, for they were almighty men of valor, and were captains in the hosts. Let's just hit one example, or we could just briefly hit some 1 and 2. Right, here's one example here. Of the children of Simeon, mighty men of valor, for there were 7,100 children of Simeon. and they have a reputation for being man of valor. Yeah, and it goes into Levi, it goes into all the other tribes, Reuben, Ephraim, 20,000, right, Manasseh, 18,000, right. If you want to understand what's going on there, Zebulun, experts, all instruments of war. Let me read Zebulun because I like the fact that it describes them. Yeah, First Chronicles 12:33 says, of Zebulun such as went for to battle, experts in war with all instruments of war. Right, when someone's an expert in something, in this case experts in war, they know their stuff, man. And that's why sometimes you hear me talk about the boxing. I've always been a fan of boxing. I've got family that are into the boxing thing, you know, real good too, you know, with a whole heap of trophies. I grew up in it, you know, like my older brothers, and I used to go to tournaments, you know, and I used to do a bit myself, you know, but I think the streets got hold of me, which really was the Most High didn't want me to get too into that thing there. So really that could have been a protection. The Most High protected me because he didn't want me to get too into it. But I'm always in that frame of mind. I'm always in that I'm always thinking about it's a science. When you hear about boxing, it's a science. It's not just about crash bang wallop. And people that know their stuff, you're hearing about Terence Crawford, you heard about Floyd Mayweather, you heard about Muhammad Ali. These weren't just men. These were men of war for sure. These were mighty men, and some of them could have been mighty men back in the past. But we're talking about the science, the sweet science of boxing, the sweet science of war. Something that I'm meditating on quite a lot. even more so since I come in this truth. It's all about the sweet science. It's not about just violence. People think, oh yeah, he's a boxer, he likes, you know, these men are boxing, and I hate boxing. It's dangerous, and you know, you hear about when these women start talking about it. It's so dangerous. And remember, these bodies are not really. These bodies are not as sturdy as they used to be. Even 30 years ago, 40 years ago, you know, because of the food and the nutrition is not really nourishing the body like they used to do. So generations are getting weaker and weaker. Probably even Jack Johnson in his generation, in the 18th century, man, you know, when he was at his prime, those men were more sturdier, you know, more sturdy. Even in the 50s, the bodies were stronger, you know. The 40s for sure, the 30s for sure, you know, when all them man was doing their thing. Early 1930s, 1920s. So them man, they were stronger, man, you know. You hear about Rocky Marciano, Joe Louis, them man there in the 90s, early 90s, 19th century. Those days, their men were stronger. Ever since those days, men were getting weaker and weaker and weaker. Even from the times of the Maccabees, those men, they were definitely stronger. The Maccabee army, them, you know, the men of the Lord. So even the men of the Lord have because we have weaker bodies, man. But battles were no doubt for days. The days of King David, man. King David was some say was around 15 foot tall, you know, when he was doing his thing. From 9 to 15 foot. Oh, check this out. Check that bird out. Have you seen something like that? You see the bird there? Check this one out. This one's coming up. Walking up behind me, you see it? Birds are very curious. Coming up even closer, look behind me there. If I move quick, I'm not gonna move too quick, cause I don't want to give it a fright, but look at that ginger looking bird there. Can you see that? ginger bird coming up. And I know what they're saying. They're saying, hurry up, Jake, get me away from these people. These bugged out people that don't really love animals. That's what they're saying. Keep me away from these people, these Edomites. See them there, look. The birds want to be under proper rulership. They want to get away from the E's, man. They want real rulers. And we're here. We're here now. We're just waiting to take over, man. Jacob is the beginning. Jacob is the... Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The real rulers soon take over and put the animals back in their rightful place. Peace. The animals are crying out for peace, man. So we're going to be in league with the animals again. We're going to know anytime anyone fuck with them, basically, anyone fuck with the animals, they want to get fucked up. We see what you people do, you Edomites, what you do, how you treat the animals. And we're going to be, and you got a lot to pay for that. Even if you fuck with the animals, we're going to fuck you up. And you got a debt to pay, just for the way, not just about how you treated Jake, not just about how you treated Jake, what you've done to the seas, what you've done to all the fish in the sea, with all the oil spills and the dolphins, what you've fucked up their navigation system, their sonar radar, because they can't communicate properly because of all the fucking pollution that's in the sea, and the whales too, using the whale skin for makeup, lipstick and all them thing there, the blabber for lipstick. So you got a lot to pay for. You're in debt. And I don't like when you fuck with the animals. I don't really like when I see them in the zoos. I don't like to see that. I don't even like when I see women them with the dogs. I don't like to see that. Let the fucking animals go. Leave them alone. What the fuck do you do behind closed doors with them? You know, you do all kinds of fucked up things behind closed doors with you women, Edomite women with the dogs. You do all kind of fucked up things with them. Fucking them up. And we're going to have to put some of these animals to death because if they've been around you, just for the mere fact and that goes back to the law too. If a man lie with beasts, both man and beast should be put to death. So we're going to have to put the beasts to death too because they've been around you Edomites too long. Innocent animals, because you molest them behind closed doors. That's what you do. So we're going to have to put a lot of these dogs to death. Keep it moving. I ain't talking to you, man. Fuck off. None of your business, man. Mind your own bomber clock business. Doing what I'm talking on here, and you got people like me. I talk to them. Fuck off. Right. So let me read a precept, man. First Chronicles 12 and 33 says, observe them. You know, every time I come around, I'm around these people. Really, I don't like being around. I don't like when they come around me, man. I'm at peace. Just me and the animals doing our thing. First Chronicles 12 and 33 says, observe them such as went forth to battle, experts in war with all instruments of war. 50,000 which could keep rank. They were not of double heart. Right, talks about Naphtali too. Alright, let me read this last one. 34. Of Naphtali 1,000 captains, with them with shield and spear 30 and 7,000. So here's the examples of the house of David being re-established, reunited. They were there, they came to help David then, and they're being re-established now. Again, the house of David is being re-established and reunited. Let me read that precept again, because we're putting it all together, and we can see, like I say, we can see through the Spirit. We can see through the Spirit like I say, every day, every morning I get up, you can sense that there's really something going on, something happening. And what is happening is a re-establishing. I mean, she's spooking me out. That woman's just spooking me out. Just her presence is spooking me out. Believe me. Because you know why you might feel like that if you ever see people and you get a vibe, because they're dealing with something wicked. They're dealing with witchcraft. Some of them, and not a lot of them deal with witchcraft. Phone's playing up. Let me see if I have to go to another tab. You just look at people, certain people, not all, but certain people, and they've just got something not right about them. And you just got to walk down the road, man. Right. See, when I was around it, the phone started playing up as well. Keep it moving, man. They've got bad vibrations, bad energies on them. See, that's why we have to get these people, or we have to get them in. They need to be in slavery. They don't know what to do with themselves. Because they can't do what they used to do, lynch people just randomly. They can't do that. Just lynch niggers randomly and molest niggers randomly. Now that because they can't do that, because they get locked up if they try that, they don't know what to do with their fucking selves. You see? Psalms 89 and 33 says, "For my covenant will not break, no altar, the thing that is gone out of my lips. Once I have I got an audience, look. Once I have sworn by my holiness that I will not lie unto David, and his seed shall endure forever, and his throne as the sun before me." Hear the youth say, I started reading, the youth say, shh, shh, shh. They were playing football and they said, shh, shh, shh. And the youth come up, he was curious what I was reading. Like, he stopped talking and everything, he went quiet. Anyone would think he was at camp. And these were youths, you know, look like Edomites, but they might not have been Edomites. I was clocking all of that. I started to read and the youth said, shh, shh, shh. About 3 of them over there, you see them? Where the youth them there? And one of the youths said to the other one, shh, 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 shh. And he went and he came up close and he was listening to me read this precept. Oh boy. There might be future slaves, I don't know. "Once I have sworn my holiness that I will not lie unto David, and his seed shall endure forever, and his throne as the sun before me. It shall be established forever as the moon and as the faithful witness in heaven." I kind of butchered that a bit. "His seed shall endure forever, and his throne as the sun before me. It shall be established forever as the moon and his faithful witness in heaven." Right, you got the gist of that? Let's get another one. Here's some of my precepts are. I ain't got that one down. I have to put that one in there. Right, let's just bring this one out. This is Psalms. This has got to be one of my favorite chapters. Psalms 18. Right. Let's jump down to the last verse. Psalms 18 and 50 says, "Great deliverance giveth he to his king, and showeth mercy to his anointed, to David and to his seed forevermore." Right, you understand? Great deliverance giveth he to his king, showeth mercy to his anointed, to David and to his seed forevermore. Right. This is the house of David, Akim. This is the house of David being reunited. The tabernacle of David, the temple, the Jerusalem. We are the temple. And something is happening. Just like when you saw Fantastic Four, the first movie, when they went up into space. And there was an explosion, and on their way down, they knew that they was changing. Their bodies were changing. Ben Grimm became the strong Ben. The Hulk. No, not the Hulk. The Man of Stone. Mr. Fantastic became flexible and stretched. Mr. Fantastic and Flame On became the Human Torch. And then you had the Invisible Woman, But they knew they said something is happening. Something is happening. Something is happening. The house of David is being re-established. And like I say, what we was doing in our former lives, Most High is bringing it all back to our minds. And we're falling back into our lots. The brainiacs, the brawn, the mighty men, the scientific men, the high intellectuals, which a lot of us are all of them anyway, in one. Yeah, but we're going to be united. We're going to be united, and we're going to go from strength to strength. It's morphing time, as they say as the Power Rangers say, and they all join hands and they say it's morphing time, and they all get down and they all start clobbering, getting busy. The Fantastic Four say it's clobbering time. The the Avengers say it's time to assemble. Avengers assemble. Right. Avengers assemble. The Thundercats say thunder, 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 thunder. That's the Thundercats. So what do we say, man? Giving our praises. We say giving our praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakaka. That's what we say. And then, did I bring out this precept? I'm going to bring it out now. I've just done full circle. Just went around there, full circle. I'm starting to really, even in the winter, if I'm doing my walk and talks even in the winter, then I must be really getting used to them, innit? Let's bring out this one. Oh yeah, you see the Most High, that's the spirit, man. Wisdom of Solomon 2 says, when they see it, they shall be troubled. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 and verse 2, if I didn't mention it, their chapter. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. They shall be amazed at the straining of thy salvation. So beyond all they that looked for, far beyond all that they looked for, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this was he whom he had sometimes in derision, and a proverb and a reproach. Right. See, now they're seeing something's happening. They know something's happening through their spirit. Even the Edomites know through their spirit. They see us with our robes on, our garments on the street corner, on the highways and the byways. They treated us like crap on the good ship Jesus. The Jim Crow, they lynched us. Even the women some of the women were lynched. In the book, what's the name of the book? Without Sanctuary, we see some women are getting lynched, and some 12-year-old boys burnt, castrated. You see, so as Prince Buster Douglas said, you pick him up, you lick him down, and bounce right back. But we're bouncing back now, to their, as it's saying there, to their detriment and to their fear. Groaning for their anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this was he whom he had in derision, whom we had in derision, and a proverb and a reproach. We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of God, and his lot among the saints? Even me, individually, I'm sure I'm speaking for some brothers too, individually. We weren't supposed to amount to anything, man. And I've been having dreams about going back to school too. And some of the teachers, how they used to look down on me. And when I've been back there in my vision, in my dream, I've had spiritual power. And I'm in my old areas, and I'm doing certain things, and I'm flying about. And they're in derision, and they're, as it says here, as it says here, right? We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor. They didn't have we weren't supposed to amount to anything. And I used to bunk off school a lot because I didn't like the teachers anyway. So I even thought I wasn't going to amount to anything. And it was drummed into us that we weren't going to amount to anything. You know, because you're just a nigger, innit? Who are you? You're just one of the niggers. One of the niggers. Right? So, let's bring out another precept. Jeremiah. I was going to go to it earlier, but now the Spirit having me go to it now. Jeremiah. and 16, because this movie is about to get more dramatic. This is where the action soon start. Jeremiah 16 and 16 says, Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them, and after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them. Right, we're fishing right now. Yeah? But I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rock. When this movie starts to get dramatic and the action starts, just like in any other movie, you're always waiting on the edge of your seat for the action to start, for people to start getting licked down and get mashed up, and the hero to rise to the occasion, and to put down the bad boy, the bad man in the movie. This is that time now. It's coming into that time now, where we're going to start to really, as they say, put hands on these motherfuckers. Put hands on these motherfuckers. But right now it's a spiritual war, and we're using a spiritual sword. But the time gonna come where you're gonna get physical, because Isaiah 59 talks about they're gonna come in like a flood. They're gonna draw first blood. One of my favorite movies, First Blood, with that what's that guy, Sylvester Stallone. Yeah, the first movie that he did, First Blood, the first action movie that he did that I liked, First Blood. When they started shooting at him in the he was supposed to be one of the army veteran army SEALs, but they didn't know what they was messing with, man. And they drew first blood, one of the corrupt policemen, and he ended up taking them all out. He ended up taking all of them out because he was a veteran, and he came, and his old character, his old personality came back because he was trying to give up. He was trying to leave that life behind, the life of the army, but he suffered from post-traumatic syndrome, which is the after effects of being in a war, having visions and dreams that you're still in the war and you can't sleep, and which I know some of you who suffered from that, from the Second World War. Post-traumatic stress syndrome. Post-traumatic stress syndrome, PST. So the movie Arnold Schwarzenegger with Sylvester Stallone in it, First Blood. He said it. They drew first blood. They drew first blood, and they're gonna draw first blood back to us now. The soldiers, the mighty men, they're gonna draw first blood when they come in like a flood. Isaiah 59. And the Most High gonna have to lift up a standard. So we ain't gonna have no say in the matter. We're gonna have to go hunting for them, because they drew first blood. So we're gonna have to hunt him down. And they drew first blood from the time that they had us in the slave ships, man, like sardines, and throwing us over to the sharks and the alligator bait and the shark bait in the transatlantic slave ships, and the children to the alligator bait. They drew first blood. They started, we're gonna finish. So yes, man, it's gonna be clobbering time. Yeah, as the Fantastic Four say, it's soon gonna be clobbering time. When is it gonna be clobbering time? Soon. Ben Grimm. When is it gonna? Because that's all Ben Grimm wants to do. Ben Grimm, the monster in the Fantastic Four. That's all he wants to do. That's all he's looking forward to doing. Yeah. So yeah, just like some of the men today in this truth, man. We're patiently waiting, man. You know, as it says in Zephaniah 3 and 8. We're waiting upon the Most High. But trust me, man. We're sometimes it's you know, sometimes you really got to keep praying to the Most High to keep you in line, man, and keep you in that waiting spirit. Keep us in that waiting spirit. I read it before, I'm going to read it again. Zechariah 12:8. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as an angel of the Lord before them. Kala Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yoshai, Ba'ashem Yahweh. Well, that's Amos 9:11. In that day I will rise up the tabernacle of David. You look the dog there, look. You alright, dog? You alright, dog? Dog, come right up to me, look. So you mustn't free a dog, man. You mustn't free a dog. Anytime dog come close and thing. Dog. Anyway, dogs can sense that I'm not. The dogs can sense I'm a man of the Lord anyway. See? Dog can sense I'm a man of the Lord.
You had a cross from it there, mate. I thought, hello. Hallelujah.
He said he thought I had a cross. He's talking about my He's talking about my phone and that. To him, it looks like a cross. Oh, he's talking about my He said he thought I had a cross. Dude, I thought you had a cross there for a minute, mate. I was about to say hallelujah. See, we look like men of the Lord to these people. We don't even realise it, man. You know, talking about my selfie stick and my phone at the top. But really, that's his spirit. That's the spirit. That was the spirit. The spirit. The people they're full of fear. See, really, he was saying, I was a bit scared. I thought you had a cross at them. You see, because if you remember, when we used to be lynched by those white people, the KKK in their cloaks, when they used to terrorise us, they used to walk around, sometimes come around the houses with crosses on fire. See? They used to come around outside certain people's houses if they wanted your girl, your daughter, or your wife, or you did something, and they just said, or they might just say, let's go and kill a nigger, or let's just have a picnic, or let's just have a picnic. Yeah, pick one of the little niggers and kill them. That's what the picnic goes back to. Pick a nigger. That's what picnic goes back to. When you hear about picnic, it goes back to picking a nigger, killing a nigger. So they used to have the torches and set them on fire, right? And go outside the houses and march around it, and you know you've been selected to be burnt or whatever. However they're going to kill you, lynch you and burn you. So they used to have crosses on fire. So that guy just come up just now. He said, I thought you had a cross there. See, now they're getting what goes around comes around. Now they see that and they get frightened. What you used to do, you're going to come back round to you. Galatians chapter 6 verse 7, man. Whatsoever a man doeth, soweth, that he shall also reap. So I'm going to end off with this. I was just about to end off. I'm going to end off now. Amos 9:11 says, in that day I will rise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will rise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the day of old. This is a re-establishing of the house of David, a reinitiating and we've been initiated, and we've been called, and Yaratazar, we're going to be chosen, and we're in that number of the house of David. So, as they said, as the Avengers says, Captain America says, Avengers assemble. Avengers assemble. It's clubbering time. Thunder, thunder, thunder. That's the Thundercats. Yeah, we know what thunder symbolizes. Yahweh Hashem Yoshua gonna come back, you know, with them missiles, man. They're gonna end it off. But first, people have to start getting the MOTB, and that's gonna be the beginning of the end. And the Most are gonna bring that thunder, 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 thunder. Thundercats are goal, and the Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds are goal. Right, so giving our praises to Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, Hashem Rakah Kodash. Something is happening. The house of David is being re-established, and every day we're getting closer and closer to that. Kala Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, Hashem Rakah Kodash. So all those sayings, all those phrases, our phrases, Kala Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, Hashem Rakah Kodash. The word out to you, Hashem Yoshua, for giving me the spirit to do this video. Rise up to the house of David. Kwam Yahshua. So our saying is Kwam Yahshua. And here the birds are my chiming. The bird of my chiming. Kwam Yahshua, Kwam Yahshua, Kwam Yahshua. Kwam Yahshua, Kwam Yahshua. Everything the wicked have done to us, past, present, and future, is falling upon their own head. Kwam Yahshua.